This book compiles the philosophy, principles, and practices of natural hygiene. It was originally published as a course which consists of 106 lessons called The Life Science Health System by T.C. Fry. The Life Science Health System is an immense compilation of knowledge by various authors and was intended to prepare a person to become a natural hygiene health consultant, but also can be used to learn and apply the principles of the life science system for a pristine health and vitality, naturally reverse aging, self-healing, and longevity for yourself. 3.5. Life Science as a new concept of healthful living. Life science may be said to be a reassertion of the conditions best suited to human life. In pristine nature, humans lived what we now call life science because of primal urges on the instinctual level. They lived as gatherers of fruits from vine, stalk, and tree. With the development of intellect, humans became ever more versatile in dealing with the forces of nature. But this eventually led to human alienation from both nature and our biological heritage. Though most humans observed much of their pristine endowment well into the civilization of the Christian era, the dark ages of medieval times brought on the renunciation of nature and earthly considerations. Humans became poorer in the observation of the elementary needs of life. Human needs on earth were contravened in the name of religion and salvation. Fortunately, the Dark Ages did not wipe out humankind. Near the end of the Dark Ages, the unnatural and inhumane conditions under which European civilization lived decimated the population with plagues. Great plagues were not due to any kind of contagion. The only thing contagious in the times of the bubonic and black plagues was widespread modes of death-dealing living practices. Hygiene or life science as a philosophy and outlook survived the Dark Ages when the twin human scourges of medical and religious superstition saddled most of what we refer to smugly as the civilized world. In many parts of the world our biological mandate was fairly well maintained, notably in tropical cultures of the Far East and in isolated pockets here and there. It was preserved among many traditions and cultures in part. Well before the Christian era, Pythagoras elaborated a rather extensive philosophy of living on all planes of life. Among them was perhaps the best formulated statement of hygienic living until this time. While the Greeks, of whom Pythagoras was one, were heavy on fruitarianism, they were also heavy into the incipient practices that begot the modern Goliath of medicine. The philosophy of Pythagoras gave rise to Apollonius and the Essenes, an ascetic culture that was vegetarian/fruitarian in practice. Much of Essenian philosophy and practices were preserved in the New Testament and is quoted in the sayings of Christ. The thin thread of hygienic philosophy survived and received a modern impetus from the greatest universal genius of all times, Leonardo da Vinci, who was a vegetarian/fruitarian. Though medical beliefs remained relatively unscathed while the areas of religious domination were receding during the Renaissance, some elements of the hygienic philosophy survived. I reiterate that our natural heritage was largely unaffected by the medical outlook in many areas of the world, notably in the Far East. But healthful living as a philosophy of life in the Western culture did not exist as such. It was not until the time of Dr. Isaac Jennings in 1822 that hygiene as a formalized philosophy of life had its beginnings. Not until the consummate genius of Dr. Graham, Traill, Dewey, Tilden, and Shelton did the philosophy and science of health become fully ascertained. Life science is not new from many perspectives, although it is relatively new to what we call civilization. But it is totally new for most who learn it the first time. Now it is alien to our culture because of its relative rarity. At this time life science, even though in accord with our pristine being, is in eclipse because of medical thinking and a commerce that trades upon pathogenic fare. It is our hope to teach enough dedicated individuals this science of health to assure that humanity thrives in health and enlightenment. In pursuing this course you are asked to be the torchbearers of a way of life whose time has come. 3.6. Life science as a broad-based science of life. By no means is life science confined to dietary principles as you might gather from association with today's hygienists. Few hygienists involve themselves with the expansive aspects of life science as a philosophy embracing every facet of human well-being. Dietary concerns are but one area of life science's dominion. It also includes mental and emotional well-being, as well as social and economic well-being. It includes environmental factors or ecology and is coextensive with all factors that touch upon human welfare. While this course is nominally on the specific area of nutrition, nutrition is but a small part of the all-encompassing philosophy of life science. If you enjoyed this video, and would like to receive more information like this, then please make sure to click on the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a single video. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace.